Thank you for joining the chaos. I'm Serendipity, though you may know me as Serendipity_M on Twitch. This is a place where we create together, whether it's simple builds, projects, or clever automatic farms. We're just beginning this adventure, and I'd love for you to be a part of it, so hit that like, subscribe, and join us on our journey. Welcome in, warriors. Alrighty, for today's build for sugarcane and/or a bamboo farm, these are the materials needed. 2 chests, 2 hoppers, 1 lever, 1 stair, 1 repeater, 1 redstone, 2 redstone torches, 1 water bucket, 2 pistons, 1 dispenser, 3 glass panes, 64 blocks, 1 sugarcane, and/or 1 bamboo. Optional, you can have extra building blocks for an AFK spot, bonemeal, door, and a light source. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, this is what the final build is going to look like. We're going to start by breaking these 3 blocks. We're going to put 2 chests on this side. Go ahead and put a hopper in, but you need to crouch and face the chest. Break this block, and we're going to put a stair. And then a water bucket goes onto that stair. And then we're going to go ahead and face this way and put a dispenser. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and break these 3 blocks here. And we're going to put a block in the middle. And then just rearranging here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add a redstone torch. Place a block above the torch. And put a lever. Then we're going to go ahead and put the redstone repeater. We want to make sure that it's facing the correct way, which is this way towards the redstone, not the block. Place a block over the redstone. Go ahead and turn that lever off. Just make sure it works. We're going to go ahead and put a redstone torch above it and another block. And then we're going to go ahead and put a piston. And then we're going to do another hopper. When we do this, again, you need to crouch and face the dispenser. And then we're going to go ahead and put a chest on top of that. Another piston goes on top of that prior piston. And now we're just going to go ahead and fill in the left side. And then we're going to do the right side. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and do the top layer. You can either fill this in like I do, or you can just leave that however you want to, as long as the top is filled in. Alrighty, it should look like this. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is either start with our sugarcane and/or our bamboo. Again, it really does not matter. They are the same exact farm. And we're going to go ahead and put the the glass panes in there. And turn it on to make sure our pistons work. This is where we're going to go ahead and put our bone meal. And then flip the switch. And perfect, it should start dropping. Make sure you check the chest. And with this, I will also make another video on how to make an automatic bone meal farm, because that does come in handy. See? Yep, perfect. It's dropping. And when we go ahead and start making the bamboo farm, it is exactly the same steps that we used to create the sugarcane farm. So if you want to skip forward, you're more than welcome. If not, continue watching and we'll just go through the steps again. but that's what it should look like. Again, you can design it, make it look prettier, completely up to you. So we're going to go ahead with the next one. So we're going to go ahead and break those 3 spots again. Sorry, I have to rearrange really quickly. Alrighty. So we're going to break this one. Oops. And break that right there. Put the chest here. Put the hopper, again, crouched facing the chest. That's very crucial. We're going to go ahead and break this. Go ahead and place a stair with water on top of it. Alrighty, and then we're going to go ahead and put a dispenser on top of it. Make sure it's facing the correct way. Break these 3 blocks. We're going to go ahead and put in my block in the middle. Give me just a second. There we go. And our redstone torch. Make sure we place a block above it with that lever. We're going to go ahead over here and put our redstone. And then we're going to go ahead and do the repeater. Make sure it's facing that redstone again. We don't want it like this or facing the block. We always want it facing the redstone in this build. You can also mess with the ticks, but personally I just prefer this. Go ahead and put a redstone torch there, another block above it. And we're going to go ahead and put the piston, and we're going to turn it off because that's getting to be a bit much. At least we know it works. We're going to go ahead and crouch and put a hopper here, and then we're going to put that chest on top. And then the next thing we need to do is go ahead and put another piston on top of the other piston. And this is how the whole inside of the build should be. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill in our left side and the left and the right and then the top. Again, it is completely optional if you want to fill it in completely, leave the top open. Doesn't really matter as long as it is covered. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit more rearranging. Alrighty, I think I have everything I need. Let me just double check. Yep, perfect. And again, that's how we want it to look. So here we are filling in the right side and the left side. I don't know why that part isn't working. We might just have to break it and put the wood in. Give me one moment. Sometimes the way you are and where you are, it doesn't always work the best. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and fill in that back side because I didn't do that. And then make sure you don't do what I just did and put it over because then the chest won't be able to open. You could probably put a slab and it would be okay. Alrighty. In here, we're going to go ahead and place that bamboo. And again, the 3 glass panes. Turn it on, make sure it works. I'm going to go back here and put some bone meal into the chest. Turn it on. And it should be working and dropping. So all in all, we learned how to do a sugarcane and a bamboo farm. They are pretty effective. You just have to keep up on the bone meal. And you never want to walk away without turning it off, because sometimes they can break and you might have to rebuild the whole thing. Honestly, it's just kind of finicky, so just be careful. I'm going to show you guys what I personally like to do, and I like to build AFK spots in pretty much every build I have, because that's what they're meant for, you know, AFKing. So this is where we're going to go ahead and start this a little AFK spot. Again, you just need some back walls and some side walls. Whoops. I realized I needed to go one more back. Alrighty, and then we'll put the sidewalls on now. And then we'll do the roof. And then we'll fill in this little spot here. I think I want the door right here. Okay, so we need a door. We're just going to stick with the pink theme. Then we need to add a light source, so that way it's not like super dark if it's nighttime in here. And again, you can add any light source, it really doesn't matter. It could be a torch, either lantern, as long as it's a light source. But there you guys have it. We just completed all the farms. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Our journey ends here for today, Warriors. I hope you enjoyed the build and learned something new. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and join our growing community. You can also find me live on Twitch as Serendipity_M. Until we meet again, keep building, keep battling, and welcome in new warriors.